And we're just preparing the Google or the YouTube live stream, so that'll be up in just a moment. So that'll be up in just a moment. And there it is. Okay, perfect. Well, welcome everyone. I am Dave Meyer with Google, and we are here to talk about how to use data to drive business growth. This is a super fun presentation. It's actually one of my favorites that I present for Google, and I am based out of Minneapolis, and I was in Heart of the Valley and the Fox Valley just a couple of weeks ago to present a few things for Google, and I get a chance to go all over the country to present topics on how to use Google's products and services to help businesses grow their businesses as part of the Grow with Google program. In addition to running these presentations for Google, I'm also the owner of a digital marketing agency in Minneapolis. And so this is part of what I do, and using data is a huge part of how we connect at my organization to keep our companies running smoothly and to keep the leads flowing in. I'm going to turn on video for just a moment just to wave hi. And hello, everyone. I am Dave with Google. All right, let's get going so that we can get through all of our topic today, because we've got a lot of information to go through. Grow with Google is an initiative to help people prepare for work, find jobs, and grow their businesses. This is especially important for small businesses so that they can learn to grow their online presence and improve customer loyalty, and that we can help grow our businesses and find new customers using Google's free products and services. We're going to talk a ton about these things today, but if you have more information or if you would like more, you can look at this presentation in the aftermath on the Heart of the Valley Chamber website. I'm going to be making sure that the Chamber gets the live link to the YouTube event, or you can search for us at BusyWeb, and that's BIZZYWEB on YouTube, and you will see this event because it published this morning. If you want more information about anything that we're going to talk through today, you can simply go to google.com/grow. There's a lot of really, really helpful information that you can use to find out more about how to use Google and just how to do marketing better, of course, with the help of some of Google's products and services. Let's set the stage. Getting data is not the problem anymore. We all have plenty of data in our lives. Google's opportunity is to take this huge amount of data and make it manageable for people, to enable them to interpret it. We need to find the interconnections, the patterns, themes, etc., and build in context for genuine understanding that's going to help you make real business decisions. First, let's define what an insight is. Insights help you create more effective business solutions using strategies informed by real consumer truths, whether these are brand strategies, creative ideas, product innovations, or simply media plans and advertising. The trouble is, insights are notoriously hard to pin down. If you ask 100 people, you'll get 100 different definitions of what an insight is. What is clear is that when businesses look to Google for help with finding insights, they're not just looking for raw data. Insights are based on data, but are novel, credible, and actionable enough for them to unlock new opportunities. A great insight is unexpected, but obvious in hindsight. An insight should be able to inspire action, and it should be useful. I want to introduce you to mother and daughter team Tracy Noonan and Danielle Villagi. In 2010, they took cake decorating classes. Their passion became a business, and their first store opened in October 2011 in Cohasset, Massachusetts. As their reputation grew, they received hundreds of shipping requests, but they couldn't find a way to ship cupcakes and have them arrive fresh and intact. That's when they came up with the big idea: cupcakes in mason jars. By filling jars with layers of cake, frosting, and filling, the cupcake stays fresh for 10 days without refrigeration and can be shipped easily. News spread. In April 2013, Tracy and Danny debuted their product on Shark Tank in front of 10 million TV viewers on ABC's Shark Tank program. Wicked Good Cupcakes became the go-to site to buy unique baked goods online. Everything they do is still homemade and baked from scratch with no mixes. Wicked Good Cupcakes is accompanying us on this journey today, and we'll explore how Wicked Good Cupcakes uses data to reach goals, and of course, how we can help you reach yours. Sometimes making decisions on gut instincts works great, but it's usually better to base decisions and actions on data. In this scenario, if Wicked Good Cupcakes monitored Google My Business reviews, they might have learned that customers really don't care for a seasonal flavor or that there's trending to ask for a particular flavor. Instead of cutting prices when sales are down, Wicked Good Cupcakes could use these insights to introduce different promotions or products, or in this case, cupcake flavors. Many decisions could see improved results if data supported it. When Wicked Good Cupcakes started, they assumed customer base was primarily females, 35 to 54, and used that information to drive their marketing initiatives. Once they drilled into their analytics, they learned that their biggest market was 25 to 34-year-olds, and they adjusted their marketing strategy to trend a little bit younger and to target different networks based on that information. Let's define the terms that I want to use for the rest of the event today. Data is information that you obtain from users. This is like demographic information, their behavior, and their activity, what they do on your website. Analytics are patterns and trends discovered in your data. It's how you make sense of it all and uncover meaningful information. And insights are the value you gain from data and analytics. Insights should be actionable and prescriptive. In other words, you should know what to do next from an insight. Here's an example. Let's assume you have an e-commerce site. Data might show that you had 1,500 visits in the past 30 days. Analytics show that 30% of those folks accessed your site from mobile devices. And insights reveal that visitors using mobile devices are 60% more likely to convert. There's your aha. If you're new to data and analytics, these reports can be overwhelming. Let's look at some ways that data can be used to help make decisions instead of relying on gut instincts. This involves using tools to see patterns in customer usage. Before diving in, you need to identify your goals so that you can ask the right questions. Here's how to get started. First, outline your goals, the customer actions that you care about the most. It's probably not enough just to have people visit your website or to give you a call. You want them to start placing orders or connect with you or ask for more information or sign up for your newsletter. Then you need to look at what outcomes you want. What do you want to improve? You might want to increase your web traffic by a certain amount so that you have a higher base from which to draw additional sales. Second, you're going to ask questions. What information do you need to know to achieve your goals? The questions that we ask about offline advertising campaigns often apply online as well. And third, determine which tools and reports can help you get the answers you're looking for. And I'm here to help with that. Let's start with goals. Start with the outcome in mind. What do you want to happen? What are you trying to achieve? And everything that you do should support those goals. As small businesses, a lot of times one of our goals is simply to make more money. If you're a nonprofit, you might want to get additional engagement with your customers or your audiences. You might want to get more donations, or you simply might want their time and talent. So what makes a good goal? We've all seen the SMART framework. Is your goal specific and detailed? Can you track it? How will you measure it? How will you know when you've accomplished it? Is this goal realistically attainable? Will this goal help you reach your business goals? Is it relevant to your business? And when do you want to achieve this goal by setting a time frame? Here's the potential goal for Wicked Good Cupcakes. They set a goal to decrease shopping cart abandonment to less than 60%. They used analytics to find out how many users were adding a package to their cart over a period of time. They compared that to a total number of transactions during that same time period to measure how many people left the shopping cart or abandoned it before they purchased. As time went on, they made modifications to the checkout process to decrease the number of abandons, And with each incremental change, they reviewed their numbers to see the effect. Ultimately, they weren't able to drive cart abandonment to less than 45%, but they're working on it. Different sites have different goals. You might want more online orders. You might want more lead generation or engagement, whatever it is that's going to help you drive additional business to your business. So let's take a look at your goals. Just write down what you're trying to accomplish in your business. You might be looking for leads, appointments, online sales, more phone calls, foot traffic, more downloads, and just take a minute and write these down. You're going to want to keep these goals handy for the rest of the workshop. So again, I'll set here for a minute, and then if we can get the team at the chamber to just tell me if we're all good, we'll move on. But I want to set aside, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based goals for your business. Think about what you can do either on the web or somewhere online to help you grow your business. And I'll set for 30 seconds. If it helps in the room, you can also ask your neighbor and see what they think. Perfect. If we have a SMART goal, we're good. If you don't have a SMART goal and you happen to be listening to this after the effect or after the event, you can just hit pause and keep writing down until you get going. Now that we've defined our goals, let's consider what actions and what questions that we have to meet those goals. Let's look at some examples of questions to ask to help you get the answers that you need. The framework you see on the screen right now represents the stages of a business's relationship with their customers. You ask questions and use those answers to move customers through these stages. First, reach customers with methods like advertising, organic search, social media, and offline promotions. After they arrive, you need to engage them. Can they find what they're looking for? Are they getting what you promised in your reach questions? Then it's conversion time. The goal is to help visitors complete important actions on your site. For example, they might simply buy a cupcake or submit a form with a question about a custom order, sign up for a newsletter, and much more. Ultimately, you want to sustain long-term relationships. That is, get customers to return. This could be a rewards program, an email newsletter, simple calls to your customers, etc. To recap, reach questions ask, how do my customers find me? Engage questions ask, what do they look at and engage with? Convert questions ask, do visitors become customers? Sustain questions ask, do my customers return? We'll be coming back to these phrases throughout the rest of the workshop. We're going to look at some questions you can ask about your business at each customer engagement phase. Let's start with reach. Think of reach as the people you want to visit your website and become your customers. Reach questions help you understand brand recognition and awareness and how people find you online. If we're going back to Wicked Good Cupcakes, their hypothetical goal was to establish a new range of increasing online orders by 10% this month. So they might ask, how do people find me online? If customers can't find your business, they can't place those online orders. What other reach questions might you ask for your business? Next, engage. Engage questions involve discovering how or if people who find you interact with your site. Do they navigate to more than one page on your site? Do they watch your videos? Do they search for things on your pages? Do they download a PDF spec sheet? Or do they look at your menu? There's lots of other engaging questions that you can ask. It all comes back to how are they finding you and what's capturing people's attention. Conversion turns site visitors into paying customers. Convert questions help you find out how or if those conversions happen. Once people find you online, do they take some other action? Do they purchase on your website? Do they sign up for a newsletter, schedule an appointment, or call now? To meet their goals, Wicked Good Cupcakes asks, how many online orders did we receive last month? Sustain questions turn customers into loyal customers. That continues to interact with your business. Sustain questions help you understand what customers say about you online. Do they like your products and services? What did they wish you did better? What customers or other people influence them? To meet Wicked Good Cupcakes goals, they might ask, what are people saying about our business online? What other sustain questions could they ask? They could perhaps ask, what kind of a coupon would get people to come back for more? Could we use a buy one, get one to keep people coming back? Or could we do a refer a friend promotion to keep growing our business? So now that we've covered these questions, let's talk through tools that we can use to answer those questions. We have our goals, and what can we do now? First, you can go to Google Analytics to see exactly what's happening as people visit your site. If their goal is to increase online orders this month by 10%, Wicked Good Cupcakes would probably want to know what traffic sources are bringing them the most visitors. Simply go to google.com/analytics to check out Google Analytics for yourself. This is a free tool and one of Google's most popular website tools that helps you better understand customer experience. It helps you understand customers. You can look at their demographics, their gender, their interests, and then you can know if your site is meeting their expectations. You can understand the behavior of people on your site, what pages they visit, and how long they stay on your website. And then you can see how customers find you via organic traffic or search results. What keywords are they entering into Google to show up in search results? You can track and record your goal completions. In Wicked Good Cupcakes example, they simply want to increase their online orders by 10% this month, so that's what we're going to reach and search against. Google Analytics can help you answer all of the big questions, reach, engage, and convert about your business, including how do people find my site, what do customers interact with once they find me online, and what demographics visit my site the most, who is driving the most traffic. Google Analytics can seem complex and daunting. There are a million ways to mix and match segments to produce reports. This is an overview of everything that you can do to mix and match inside of reports. Real-time reports show the impact of marketing efforts in real time. Immediately and continually, you can monitor the effects of campaigns and site changes. For example, if Wicked Good Cupcakes had a radio promotion, or if they were doing some live event, they could see how many people were actually visiting at the exact moment that they ran that ad. Conversion reports. Conversions are the completion of an activity that is important to the success of your business, like a sign up for your email newsletter, or of course, a purchase. You can use these conversion reports to see how all of your channels work together to create sales. Audience reports provide insights into characteristics of your users, such as their demographics, their interests, where they are physically, the language that they speak, their behavior, the technology that they're using, and even the devices that they're using to visit you. Acquisition reports provide a window on your user's acquisition behavior conversion, or ABC cycle. Basically, how you find users, their behavior on the site, and what they do when they convert into customers or whatever you need them to do. Finally, behavior reports tell you how behavior varies between new and returning customers to your website. Real time shows impact of marketing efforts in real time. Immediately and continuously, you can monitor the effects that campaigns and site changes make. Here are a few highlights of the ways you might use real-time reports. You can determine if a new and changed site content piece is being viewed. You can determine if one-day promotions are driving traffic and which pages those people are viewing after they get to your site. You can monitor immediate effects on your site traffic from a blog or a social post. You can monitor completions as you test site changes. And because of the appearance on ABC Shark Tank, Wicked Good Cupcakes have had benefits of many other TV and radio appearances. When these occur, it can be difficult to measure how many traffic spikes would happen on the site. That information allows them to prep for possible site traffic spikes and forecast potential orders. From the beginning, they used real time to measure the traffic spikes as TV or radio appearances were running. As they collected historical data, they were able to compare it to a number of orders while factoring in how many viewers for that particular show. Now they can accurately predict how many orders to expect, the traffic spike to expect when they have an upcoming TV or radio appearance based on the size of their audience. Conversion reports. Conversions are completions of an important business activity, like a purchase or a lead. Wicked Good Cupcakes uses conversion reports quite a bit. When they make a change to their site or their products, they want to make sure it has a positive impact on purchases. They don't want to guess. They grab a report for a recent period, last month or so, make the change on their site, and see how that change affects or doesn't affect the conversion percentage and the average order value. Audience reports provide insight into characteristics of your users, such as demographics, interests, where they are, language and behavior, technology and devices. Business owners often have preconceived notions about who their audiences actually are. Wicked Good Cupcakes initially assumed that their target audience was women ages 35 to 54. The information that they received, however, inside of the usage reports was that their biggest market was actually 25 to 34-year-olds. This helped them to change their marketing strategy, and they went a little bit heavier on younger networks like Instagram versus Pinterest. Acquisition reports provide a window on users' ABC, acquisition behavior conversion cycle. Basically, how they acquire users, what they do on the site, and what they do to convert. Wicked Good Cupcakes uses acquisition reports to find out how people are searching for them or finding them through search. With this report, they see what terms people are using to find them and the conversion rate of specific search terms. In this case, Wicked Cupcakes is a big one, but cupcake delivery is also pretty significant. Behavior flow reports help you visualize the path that users travel from one page or event to the next on your website. This helps you discover what content keeps users engaged with your site and identify potential content issues. You must have set up and be tracking events before they appear in the behavior flow report. The more organized you are about setting up your event tracking codes, the easier it is to use events or pages and events views of the behavior flow report. You also need to have set up content groupings before they appear in that report. In this case, however, we can see that people start from the home page at 233,000 visits, and then a solid chunk go right to shop online. But then they also visit the shop online with the Cupcakes in Jars page. On that other section, most of the people that get to the shop online go into that secondary page of shops online on Jars, and then more people get to the content that ends up to the end purchase goal. All the way at the end, it's the slash. So if you'd like, you can jot this down, and since we're not in person, I'm not going to have you do this live now, but jot down this URL to try a Google Analytics demo. You can go to g.co/grow/analytics demo to check out Google Analytics for a specific dummy account. You can go through the live reports, you can check the conversion reports, and all of the different things that I've showed you. There's also a lot of really good information inside of the demo that you'll go to. So again, g.co/grow/analytics demo can give you some really helpful info on how to use Google Analytics without actually getting into your data. Now, of course, it's very simple to also set up your own Google Analytics pages. And what you need to do with that is simply go to google.com/analytics and follow the prompts to get your website set up and tracking. If, for example, you use WordPress for your website builder, there is a plugin that helps you activate Google Analytics so that you're tracking all of the content on your site. So we've been through a lot today. Where do we go from here? First, you need to outline your goals, and then you need to identify the questions that you need to ask in order to get what you're looking for out of your online marketing. You need to reach, engage, convert, and sustain your customer base. How are you going to reach them with specific acquisition campaigns and strategies? Are you going to use Google Ads? Are you going to have a blog? Are you going to use a YouTube video? How are you going to engage and connect with those folks? So how are you going to reach them? Once you have reached them, what messages are going to draw them in or engage them? You've seen engaging headlines all over the web, and you can look at what other people are doing to engage their customers. On your social media accounts, you could have engaging and connecting questions that ask deeper things or that draw people in further. This is stories of your customer base or about what you do. Maybe it's profiles of your employees. How are you going to connect with people in a real way? Convert questions are going to help you actually get the people that visit your website to do what you want them to do. How are you going to get them to purchase? If you're a B2B business or a business that does business with other businesses, how are you going to get them to join or connect with your lead acquisition process, or to basically give your their information to you so that you can continue to connect with them? Because B2B sales tend to be longer cycles, and you need to ask and answer more questions and engage with them more often. And then finally, sustain. Inside of those sustain questions, how are you going to keep people coming back and keep the wheel of your marketing turning and generating more and additional leads from the people that already know and love you? We've also seen a bunch of reports inside of Google Analytics to help you answer the specific questions that you need to connect with. How are people finding you? What are they doing right this moment? Where are they going on your website? And who are they inside of the connections and engagement? And then, of course, remember that you need to measure your results so that you can take specific actions. The goal of using data to drive business growth is to take measurement and use that as a waypoint to move forward in your business. It seems complicated sometimes, but it's really as simple as you need to track what you're doing if you're going to improve what you're getting. And that's all we really have today. So what I want to get through to you now is the next steps. So as I mentioned at the very beginning, you can go to google.com/grow and get all kinds of helpful information to help you further and advance what you're doing online. For teachers and students, you can bring a ton of digital tools into your classroom. Local businesses can find customers to find you online. Job seekers, we can help you boost your resume with a new certification. And developers, of course, can learn to code or take your skills to the next level. This is also where businesses can get the specific information that they need to activate Google Analytics, to engage with specific reports inside of Google Ads, and to find easier ways to make better business searches to get more and helpful information from your business. That's what I have for you today. So if you have additional questions, go ahead and connect with us. And you can also send in some questions. I'm going to open up for specific questions if anyone at the Heart of the Valley Chamber. Questions?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you just fine.
Quick question for you. I got out my business partner yesterday. How do I ensure that my analytics are secure on my for my Google Analytics? Is there a way to ensure that I'm the only one accessing the analytics?
The best way to do that is to make sure, and the question was, if I've changed the management structure, or if I want to manage or secure the analytics of my website, how can I make sure that I'm the only one that sees it? The easiest way to do that is to go into the users section of Google Analytics and make sure that only you have access, or the people that you've actually allowed to see your Google Analytics. So you might have some employees that still should have access. Inside of the users section, you can set managers, owners, and business information managers. So you can limit and or remove everyone but owners. And if you're the owner of that page, it's a simple thing to remove managers. If there's only one login that you were both using, I would encourage you to change either the owner account to something that you personally maintain, or simply to change the password on that manager account so that they can't get access to that.
Okay, and sorry, I have one more add-on question.
Of course.
If my partner was the one who set all this up and I never had access to the information, technically the owner of the website,
right?
etc. Is there a way that when I go in, it's going to recognize that I'm the actual owner?
It won't be able to know without additional feedback from you that you're the owner. What I would recommend in your case is to probably transfer the ownership to an account that you specifically own. The trick with that is that you're going to have to get approval from the current owner account. You can fill out and submit a request to the Google Analytics team or to the Google team to secure complete ownership of that page. And if you do have specific and sticky questions like that, and if you need help, I can try to engage with the Google teams to do that for you. And to do that, I'm going to chat my email address in the chat pane right now.
Okay.
And if you go to, or if you send an email to dave@busyweb.com, I'll forward that on to team members to help you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Other questions? That was fantastic. Thank you.
What is the plugin called for WordPress?
There are a number of Google plugins that you can use. One of my favorites is Google Analyticator. And so if you're in WordPress and you click on the plugins tab inside of the backend, inside of the dashboard, you can simply search for Google Analytics. The other favorite that I use is called Yoast, Y-O-A-S-T. And so Yoast does a number of things to help optimize your website for search engines, in addition to integrating Google Analytics into your pages. Yeah. Other questions?
Do you happen to know if it's a plugin for Shopify?
I do not, I'm afraid. Shopify actually does have some analytics built into the back end of their site, but they don't have quite the same type of plugins. What you're going to want to do inside of Shopify is just log into your back end and search for analytics integration inside of the admin window, and it'll show you how to do that. Generally, what you do is you insert a small snippet of code into the header of your site. It sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty simple to do, and they have a really easy tutorial on how to do that. Cool. Anything search engine optimization related that you have questions about, or anything with Google My Business?
Maybe like with WordPress, how would you ensure that you have search engine optimization? There's other than that, you plug in. Is there any other plugins that you can use?
So the question was very quiet. I think most of it. Was the question, what recommended plugins do I have for WordPress?
Yeah, for search engine optimization, how do you ensure that you have good, I don't know, runnings for that in your
Sure.
website?
Yeah. So probably the easiest is just to activate the Yoast plugin. And again, that's Y-O-A-S-T. It's like toast, but with a Y. And the Yoast plugin will walk you through target keywords that you want to rank for on your website, as well as showing you how to optimize your pages on your site so that you'll get found as much as possible for the keywords that you're trying to focus on. So it's very simple, and it actually has a bunch of tutorials built into it. It's by a long shot the easiest to use Google Analytics and Google Search Engine Optimization tool available inside of WordPress. So if you check out the Yoast plugin, run through the tutorials, it will help you focus on specific keywords. Now, a word of caution inside of all search engine optimization, Google uses more than 200 algorithmic data sets to figure out how to rank your specific web page. You probably receive questions or calls from people pretending to be from Google and offering to get you to the top of Google search results. There's no way to guarantee specific search engine rankings. If you want to show up at specific times, you can advertise, but that requires spends. If you want to show up organically or without paying for ads, it's a longer process and it requires a lot of content, a lot of targeted information, and of course, making sure that your website is semantically set up correctly so that it has the proper titles, the proper metadata, like descriptions, and that all of the images on your site are tagged with information so that Google knows what those images are. Those are called alt tags. So there's a lot that goes into it, but if you're simply as consistent as you can be, maybe updating your website, let's say weekly, with information that has the specific keywords that you're trying to rank for on it. So if you were trying to rank for mason jar cupcakes, having a post every week that includes the words mason jar cupcakes and probably other information. I mean, the shorthand of getting found on Google is to make sure that your website is as useful as possible to the people that are searching for that keyword. So regular content, maybe videos, images, labeling all those images. And again, if you use the tools that are available inside of the Yoast SEO optimization tool for WordPress, makes it very simple. Excellent. Anything else?
Do you want to go over that last part again? You cut out images, we lost connection there for a little bit. So I don't
Oh, goodness. Yep, for sure. So in general, just make sure that your website is as useful as possible for the people that are trying to find you online. So you need to have the right keywords on your website, and your website needs to be updated regularly, and it needs to be as easy for Google to find that information as possible. So using the tools like Yoast's Content Optimizer for WordPress, you can specify the keywords that you want to rank for, make sure that you have content on your website that matches those keywords, and that you're consistently updating your site so that it's recent, it's relevant, and it's information rich so that you've got as many match points or matches when people are searching to the keywords that you're trying to get found for. Excellent questions. Well, thanks everyone. And again, I will email the chamber with the URL of the YouTube video so that you can watch this after the event and rewind. So if you have specific things that you wanted to hear about, or if you wanted to go back through this SEO conversation that we just had, you can by all means revisit that. This is going to be out on my YouTube channel for at least the next couple of months. So thank you all for your time and attention, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you, and I hope this helped you grow with Google.
Hey, Dave, thanks so much. Can you go ahead and email me that link? Kelly's going to be out of the office, and she could forward it to me either way, but just so I get it directly. Jamie.
Yep, and I've got the address, Jamie, and I will send it to you right now.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
You too.